You are listening to Keith Price's Curtain Call. This is Keith Price, and welcome to another edition of Keith Price's Curtain Call. And we are at the Off-Broadway Playfestival for Samuel French here. And I'm actually sitting here with one of the judges who has a little bit of a history of her own, I have to say. We were just talking earlier before we turned the mics on about her work that, you know, I have gotten introduced to. Some of you may be familiar with her progeny, but we won't talk about him. He's fine. He doesn't need you. He's good to go. But at the same time, it's so wonderful to talk to the award-winning musician, lyricist. I mean, what is it that you don't do? Writer, she does a play, she's got all kinds of stuff. With one of those groundbreaking pieces that I love to, like, honestly just listened to this over the past weekend of getting my act together and taking it on the road. Miss Gretchen Cryer is here. How you doing?
I am doing great.
I have to say, first of all, vivacious and fabulous. What's keeping you this way right now?
I love what I do, and so that makes me feel good most of the time.
So you're here now, you're judging these plays. So you're going to be here all week basically looking at all of these shows, or are you just here for specific nights?
I'm just here for tonight. I'm going to see 8 of the shows. But it's so exciting because I understand they had 1,500 submissions and got it down to 30, and I'm going to get to see 8 of them. And this is just very exciting. Now,
for you as someone who understands what it's like to get your piece seen and how hard it is, when you see this festival, like, how fabulous would this have been, 40 years ago for you?
It would have been great because the big challenge is getting your work on. Writing it almost seems like the easy part for me anyway. And a few of the things that I've written have gotten on rather fast, but other things, I have one show that we wrote 35 years ago or 40 years ago and has almost gotten on a dozen times and never has. So this thing is a lifelong thing. You have to be in it. You have to love it to be in it, because you just never know, what you're going to get on, when, and things take so much longer than you think. So it's great that these young people are having a chance to get their work seen. It's going to be really exciting to see these things.
I love that. Miss Gretchen Cryer with me here for the Curtain Call, and we're talking about her experience here as a judge doing the off-Broadway, Samuel French's off-Broadway Play Festival. But at the same time, too, you have managed to garner your own career with this. For you, looking at this now and watching how people are responding to this, does this bring you joy in terms of the fact that you're kind of part of this legacy chain for them, don't you think?
Well, that's lovely of you to say that I'm part of the legacy chain.
As I was saying to you before, because we were just talking about the album that's been released of Getting Your Act Together and Taking It on the Road finally being available on Masterworks. And one of the things that I said to my partner about it is that this was at a time, God bless Cyndi Lauper for winning her Tony, but at a time when you were trying to do these kinds of things, it was very difficult as a woman, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I think Nancy and I were the only women's team writing together when we first started, anyway, in the late 60s. Now there are a lot more people. But, I'm excited to see the interest in the theater rising. I mean, okay, let's look at the phenomenon of Hamilton, of course. The thing that's so exciting to me is that kids are getting really interested in the theater. My granddaughter, who's 16 years old, knows every word of Hamilton. My neighbor downstairs, the super's daughter, who is 14, knows every word of Hamilton. And the fact that there's this excitement now about the theater is very encouraging to me, because I'm just a firm believer in the transformative and healing power of theater anyway. And so to see this happening and I can't wait to see what I'm going to see tonight. See what they're up to, you know.
What the kids are doing.
What the kids are doing, yeah.
I love it. Gretchen Cryer with me here. You know, it's so funny because, again, I was just thinking, too, when you were talking about the success of Hamilton, then it also makes the success of something like Fun Home that much better for you.
Oh, my God, yes. Again, that's the first team of women that's ever won a Tony, you know. Oh, my God, this is just so thrilling. And also, I mean, let's face it, that is a fabulous work. It's a fantastic show.
90
and
minutes and it just kicks you right in the kitchen.
It does. And I loved it even more when it got to the circle and the square, where we were sitting kind of close around rather than seeing it on a proscenium stage, you know. I felt much more involved in identifying with the characters. No, that was so exciting too. So there's so much exciting stuff going on.
I love it. Oh, Gretchen Cryer. So at this point now for you were working on, well, I just was trying to read the notes and I was trying not to be like, you know, that person that's flipping paper in front of you, but you know, I'm that person. So what the hell am I going to do? I can't pretend to be anything else. But about your other piece, that's coming, that you're doing a place changing. Is that the piece that's going to be coming soon?
No, that's a straight play.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be at the Intiman Theater in Seattle. It's got 4 characters. My son's going to play one of them. John Cryer is going to play one of the characters.
I told you we were going to bring him up, but it's not about him. It's about her right now.
That's right. Anyway, it's very exciting. The Intiman's going to do it in 2017, either next spring or next fall. And Nancy Ford and I have a sequel to I'm Getting My Act Together, which is exciting.
Still getting my act
together, yeah. And it looks like Marie Osmond is interested in playing. The sequel is made up of the old show is condensed and becomes Act 1, and then Act 2 is the sequel 30 years later, the same characters 30 years later. And because Marie is right in between the ages of the two, the character in the first show is supposed to be 39, and then in Act 2 she is 69, and Marie can certainly look 39 because
yes, she can.
But she's right in the middle. And anyway, we're keeping our fingers crossed on that, and that won't be though till 2018. But we're hoping that happens.
See?
So you've got to keep your fingers crossed.
I will keep my fingers crossed. And again, for those of you who are listening, do you hear when I'm saying to you that it is, as Gretchen just said, that you have to love it in order to be able to put up with how much time it's going to take to get your things done? Yes. I mean, that's a wonderful combination to have. But again, she's doing it and still doing it. Yes. You go on, girl.
I know. I do.
I'm like, at this point now for you, it's sort of like, it's good to hear. It's like now I'm excited to hear about seeing what the sequel is going to be like. And Marie Osmond, if you're listening, which I know you probably are, I'm assuming, because I'm that fabulous, Marie Osmond should be listening to me, that, girl, you need to get on the stick, honey, because it's been a long time since we saw you on Sound of Music. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
See? You see how I did that? I knew.
She's fantastic. I went out to see her and Donnie in their act in Las Vegas. Oh, God, Las Vegas. But anyway... Oh, Marie is so wonderful, though. She's so down to earth, and she's wonderful, and she's, you know, she's just a regular earthy person.
And that sounds like the most perfect opportunity for her, especially for her to come back to Broadway or come back to theater in something that's brand new. Yeah. That's, I think, will be a great thing for her. So, gosh, Miss Cryer, thank you so much for taking this time with me. And again, go to oob.samuelfrench.com to find out more about the off-Broadway Play Festival that Samuel French is doing this fantastic job of curating. And at the same time, too, Gretchen, how can they find you anywhere online? Because I just went with the basic notes and everything I had.
Yeah, well, I guess I have a website, but I haven't looked at it for 6 years. But, yeah, GretchenCryer.com, I guess. You know, I am a techno moron, let's face it. I still write plays on a yellow pad. Honest to God, yes, I do.
Stop.
I have one right in my bag over there.
my God.
A play that I'm writing that's in my bag, and it's on a yellow pad.
I love that. Oh my God, Ms. Cryer. Thank you. This is great. Thank you so much for spending time with me. And again, oob.samuelfrench.com, samuelfrench.com for more information, GretchenCryer.com, even though needs a little updating, but she's good to go. Oh my God, thank you so much for joining me, and we will be back.